Tosca's house is in the residential district on the other side of the town. I guess there are Western-style houses at the very top, but I've never actually been up there. This is as far as I've been, and I don't know anything about what lies ahead. Imminent danger. So, this is the famous Western-style mansion at the top of the hill, the main base of Tosca, a magus with a prestigious lineage. I look up at the extravagant mansion, dumbfounded. Well, I thought I was used to things like this because of Shinji's house, but this has its own taste. Emiya-kun, the entrance is over this way. Oh, yeah, I know. I clear my throat and follow after Tosca. Oh no, a girl's house, what will I do? A girl has invited me into her home. Ugh. Man. I can understand if I'm on guard being invited to another master's base, but I'm getting nervous just thinking that I'm going into Tosca's house. Wonder why that could be. So, this is the living room in Tosca's house, the place Tosca Rin lives every day. Let me see your arm. She gets straight to the point. Please. I sit on a chair and show her my right arm. She takes off the towel that's wrapped around it. I think she's closer to me now. I didn't notice before, but her black hair looks really pretty and causes my heart to beat faster. Huh? That's weird. The wound's smaller than before. Do you have a healing charm on you? Maybe. Huh? No, that's not true. Really? But your wound's almost healed. I didn't say anything about it being pretty. Huh? What'd you say, Tosca? Oh god. Emiya, you're fucking stupid. I don't know how to deal with women. I said your wound's almost healed up. I only stopped your bleeding, so it shouldn't be healed. But I don't know anything about it. Really? You don't have a clue even though something like this happened before as well? Hold on, you're confusing me more now. Something like this happened before? When? You don't remember the time that you got fucking grazed by by a piece of fucking debris, Emiya? Like, that was fairly recent. It was recently. You were wounded when Berserker attacked, right? That wound healed up by itself. I thought it was your magic at the time, but now that I think about it, you're not that skillful. Sorry I'm not skillful, but what does it mean? I've never had such a thing happen to me before. The only reason I can think of is the contract you made with Saber. I don't know how you formed your contract, but I hear that there are servants that make their contractor immortal. Saber's self-healing powers might be flowing into you. You're actually right about that, Tosca. Does that mean my wounds will heal as long as our contract exists? Well, I guess so, but I wouldn't rely on it. Saber's healing your wounds, so it'll mean you'll be using Saber's magical energy. At least they're kind of establishing this early on, as opposed to Fate, where it was near the end of the route. I mean, I can understand why they are, because this is information that we pretty much already knew about. And more importantly, that's the power to heal your wounds, but not to bring you back to life. It'll be all over if you die, so don't do such a reckless thing again. Oh. I don't know when she did it, but the bandage is wrapped already, and the treatment is done. She pats my arm and stands up. Pat. Well, I'll go get us some tea. Do you want some milk or sugar in your tea? I don't want either. Can you tell me one thing before that, Tosuka? What? You're not like us rich people that sit around in our living rooms and drink tea all day, are you, Emiya? It's about what you said before. You said something about there being another master at our school. Oh, that. Oh yeah, you wouldn't notice the boundary field set up there, huh? To put it simply, there's another master at school who's doing things like what we just saw. I recall the female student. She was pale, and Tosuka said she would have died if we hadn't found her. So masters don't only go after other masters, huh? I'm pretty sure that Kodamine already explained that to you, Shiro. It's like that priest said, but why would they do such a thing? Well, because there's shitty people in the world. Why else do you think? Or that, yeah. To win the Holy Grail War, of course. Servants can acquire more magical energy the more they feed on human minds. The master at our school wants to use everyone as sacrifices to make his or her servants stronger. What? Using the students as sacrifices? Is that master insane? Who knows, but there's been a boundary field set up at our school. It's not complete, but everyone inside will weaken and die once it's activated. Well, it's not like I'm going to let that happen. Tosuka explains with a cool voice. This must be something she's known for days. She knew what she had to do and went to school, even though she told me not to. She knew it's dangerous to be there, but she still went to stop the master who set up the boundary field. I'm ashamed of myself. It's only natural for Tosuka to get mad at me, who came to school without thought. I wasn't prepared for anything, as I was trying to continue my peaceful everyday life. I guess it kinda makes a little bit more sense now as to why she shot you or tried to shoot you. Hey, what's wrong? Why are you depressed? Did I say something bad? She looks at me uneasily. I bet she's misunderstanding again. Well, it's typical of tsunderes to do that. No, you're wrong. I just thought I'd never be able to beat you. I think it's wrong for me to apologize, so I try to tell her how I feel. And that doesn't go over too well. Tosuka stares at me. What? This isn't about that previous fight. I know. Emiya-kun, do you want to make peace for now? Then, she attacks me with a smile that makes my heart jump. You mean a truce between us? It's like every route there's a ceasefire between Emiya and Tosuka. Yup. The master at our school is ill-natured, and the enemy now knows about you. I personally want to take care of the other master before you, so do you want to cooperate and look for this other master? I'm taken aback, but I think calmly. No, there's no need to think. What Tosuka said is correct, and more than that, I cannot ignore this master. First of all, I decided to fight so that I can stop masters that will hurt innocent people. How about that? I don't think it's a bad proposal. I concur. Yeah, it'll be great if you can help me. Hold on, it doesn't mean I'll be helping you. We're just promising that we won't attack each other. I see, so it doesn't mean an enemy of an enemy is your ally, huh? Nope, but you can trust me for now. I'll help you as long as you don't betray me. She declares so. This is so like her, and I'm honestly thankful for this fortune that's been brought upon me. Great, then you'll be my ally forever. Please give me your best regards, Tosuka. I nod and hold out my right hand. I'm sure it won't last a long time, so at least be of some use to me, okay? Idiot. Tosuke sounds ungracious, but I won't be tricked by it. I won't be tricked by your tsundere routine. I'm onto you, Tosuke. Because she puts out her right hand, and most of all, because she firmly shakes my hand. I see. No wonder I thought it was strange. So you're not an official successor, huh? Your dad died before he handed down the magic crest to you, right? I don't know. I don't think my father wanted to pass his magic crest on to me, and he was also against the fact that I wanted to be a magus. But he taught you magic, right? Isn't that contradictory? Tosuke is disappointed by that. Maybe. It seemed like he taught me magic because I wouldn't give up. He also told me from the beginning to be a magic user and not a magus. We talk about unimportant stuff for a while. Since we're cooperating, I want to know about your family. Tosuke asked me that question, and it's now getting into how I learned magic. Emiya Kiritsugu was a lone wolf magus that came from the outside. In contrast, Tosuke's family has a proper lineage and supervises this land. Normally, a magus from outside must show good faith to the supervisor of the land, but Kiritsugu didn't do so. Actually, he hid the fact that he was a magus. As Tosuke Rin is the head of the Tosuke family, she is the supervisor of this land even though she's young. She was entrusted with the supervision 10 years ago, and it's only recently that she actually became able to protect this land. Well, that's why the Tosuke family never knew about Kiritsugu's existence, and why they didn't know about his son, who is a magus. Well, he didn't really have a son until after Fate Zero Shiro. A magic user, huh? Then you really are an amateur. You don't have any knowledge other than the magic you can use, right? I can repair things. That's right. I can only use the strengthening magic. I only know a bit of other things. What I did before was just casting the strengthening magic on a desk to use as a shield. And that was the best magic I've ever done. Huh? Are you serious? Why are you telling me something like that? Then, she gets mad like it's her own affair. Wait, is that something to be angry about? Hey now, look, Emiya-kun. We are cooperating, but there are things we should still keep secret, right? We should be hiding the scope of our power, and first of all, a magus has to keep his magic hidden at all costs. Oh god, Emiya, it's a good thing you aren't telling Shinji something like this. Really? But it's meaningless to keep a secret now, right? It's true that it's not something to be telling people, but you're a magus. It's not a problem to tell you, and father told me that magic is not something to hide desperately. What is that? Did your dad really say such a thing? Yeah, I guess he wanted to tell me not to be bound by the rules. He also wanted to... He always told me that I shouldn't learn magic and that I could quit anytime I wanted. I am offended, sir. Tosuke grits her teeth. What's she so irritated about? She's showing enmity like never before. Don't be ridiculous. Your dad's not a magus. If you're taught by such a character, I can't approve of you as a magus. Tosuke, calm down. Why are you so mad? Well, I know I'm no magus compared to you, but my father was a great magus. Your father was a fraud. No, that's not what I want to say. What I can't forgive is that... That what? Then, Tosca's enmity disappears as if she's regained her composure. I'm sorry. It was my fault. Everyone's ways are different. I'm proud of myself, so it's not my place to tell you something. I don't get it. Did something annoy you? Like the method Father taught me? Or is it my inexperience? You figure it out yourself. Yeah, I do have complaints about how inexperienced you are. In many different areas. Like how you only know the strengthening magic after a few years of study, and how you tell me that weakness of yours. Tosca smiles suggestively. Is it just me, or do I feel a chill? You're right. I really regret it now, but I can't help it, right? I'm only good at strengthening magic, and my father's dead. I had no way of learning anything else. Teach me your ways, Tosca. Yes, that's the limit of a single magus. Magi don't know when they're going to die, so they leave magic crests behind and cooperate with the association. What I got so angry about was how your dad never did anything against that. Magic of a magus isn't just his magic. Magic is something passed down from parent to child for many generations. It's the sum of their life's work. The responsibility isn't just yours. So the first condition for being taught magic is that you will pass it on to later generations. A child born into a magus's family instantly becomes a successor and an inheritor. We are born for that reason, and we also die for that reason. A magus's child isn't human from the start. Well, I could definitely say that about Ilya. No, it is the duty of the magus to change what is born human into something else through many years in hard training. That's why your dad isn't a magus. Your dad chose to be a parent over being a magus. She looks away as she says so. Well, if you saw Fate Zero, Tosca, you'd understand. Kinda went through some shit. I don't know why Tosca's mad. What Tosca thought when she was raised in this house. How much she sacrificed to train as the daughter of a family of magi. I can't put myself in her place, no matter how hard I try. Tosca, is that why you considered me your enemy? Because I don't have the mindset of a magus? You're just an ordinary human. That's right, it's not that I hate you, but I can't approve of you. That's why I had to teach you a lesson. Is that bad? Well, it is bad, but I appreciate your warnings. I wouldn't have noticed the master at our school if it wasn't for the thing today, and I wouldn't have been able to cooperate with you. I stare at her for affirmation. Tosca ponders for a bit. Jeez, why is a guy like this Saber's master? She complains about something strange. We've been talking so long it's already gotten dark. It's almost 7 o'clock. Saber will get mad if I don't go home soon. So we'll look for the master at school? Right, we'll meet in the hallway after school tomorrow. Oh, I'll have Archer guard you on your way home. I can't walk you home since I have things to do, but Archer's good enough, right? No, he's kind of an asshole. Huh? I realize I've been forgetting about it all along. This is Tosca's house, so it's not strange for Archer to be here. Yeah, he was probably watching you the whole time too, which is awkward. The Knight in Red, Archer, takes form. Come to think of it, this is the first time I've actually faced him. The man that almost got his head cut off by Saber that night. The man that tried to shoot Saber along with Berserker. Is it because of such things? I face him and instinctively feel that. I hate him. I probably will never be able to accept him. It must be the same for Archer as he stares at me with enmity. Heh, I appreciate that. If he hates me, I can hate him back without holding back. Please do your best, Archer. We're cooperating now, so don't attack him. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. I know. I will follow my master's order. Archer disappears. Since he can't go out there dressed like he is, it must mean he will guard me in spirit form. I walk through the night town. It's still 7 o'clock, so I still see people around. I don't think any guard is necessary, but I can't turn down her goodwill. But maybe I should have refused. My nerves are getting strained. There are goosebumps on my skin, and I might throw up if I let my guard down. I feel hostility from behind me. The invisible guard is watching out for the one he has to protect. Man, how is he a guard? The hostility I feel is definitely coming from the man behind me. This is fine. It might end up like that night if you get any closer to my house. I tell the presence behind me. Archer doesn't answer. He just accepts my words and tries to leave. Wait, don't you have something you want to say? I glare at the invisible guy. The leaving presence stops. He appears, with hostility still present. I have a better opinion of you. It seems you can at least feel hostility. Wow, I thought you were a pacifist who wouldn't even kill an insect. Don't mock me. I'm a Magus. If my enemy wants to fight, I'll fight back. I confront the Knight in Red. He smiles as if to make fun of me and shrugs his shoulders. Don't be ridiculous. A Magus that does not smell blood is only a half-ass. Didn't you learn so from your teacher, Emiyashiro? What? My spirits weaken. Kiritsugu certainly said so. Magi are tinged with blood. It doesn't matter if you hurt or don't hurt anyone. The path is a path wet with blood. That's why Kiritsugu told me not to become a Magus. Are you saying you don't smell blood on me? Of course not. You're not fit to be a master in that regard either. You are different from Rin. What is that? Are you saying you can smell blood on Tosaka? Yes, she's rather kind-hearted, but she's merciless when she has to be. She wouldn't go around looking for other masters every day if that wasn't the case. She's looking for other masters every day? That must mean she's fighting other masters. It's not like it's over once she finds a master. Then she's doing something like what happened at school every day. The event at school. The same thing that happened in the woods today. Of course not. I wish today would be the only case. It seems my master of great skill and mind turns immature only when she's facing you. First of all, she doesn't need to cooperate with you with the skills she has. But she's still doing meaningless things. I am against this cooperation. But, well, it cannot be helped. Servants obey their master. But only to a certain extent. Isn't that right, Imyashiro? It means that a servant has to obey its master, even if he turns out to be a useless amateur. Is he talking about me and Saber? I see. I feel bad for Tosuke partnering with such a cynical guy. Man, I'm stunned. Are you still saying such things? I will warn you. Do not worry about your servant's personality. We are summoned only to fight. We are only a tool bound by the command spell. You guys have total control over us, so ignore what your tool has to say. I can't tell him that's not the case. What Archer, the one bound by the command spell, said is definitely true. I can't think of Saber as a tool, but it's true that Saber is bound by the command spell. So? Why did you stop me? Do not tell me it's something as ridiculous as wanting to make friends with me. Ugh. I don't have a reason. I just didn't like him, so I wanted to complain to him. Oh yeah, you want the Holy Grail as well, right, Archer? I ask an obvious question in desperation. Then. Holy Grail. Oh, the evil treasure chest that is said to grant wishes, huh? I'm not interested. My wish cannot be granted by a thing like that. The Knight in Red declares contemptuously. What? That's contradictory. Servants desire the Holy Grail. Isn't that why they answer the call of the Magus and become servants? Wait, what's with that? Then why are you a servant? It could not be helped over the course of the event. I do not have free will. You must think we are answering the call by choice. What? Don't have free will? Does that mean he was called against his will even though he doesn't want the Holy Grail? How stupid of you. Did you really not think about it? Look, a servant is the one that is summoned. No, heroic spirits are summoned not out of their own will, but by the wills of others. We become heroic spirits because of our achievements, and we become support for people in the future. But, do you think that heroic spirits would really wish to be an aid to humans? Well, I don't know. If they are called heroic spirits, they should be pure. That's why I imagine them protecting people, but that's not the case for a lot of the servants I've encountered. That's right. Heroic spirits do not have a will. Heroic spirits are there just to protect the people. We are only summoned when there are inconveniences, and we disappear after we finish our remedial measures. We are beings that should not exist. We are not recognized even if we save the world. These are the heroic spirits, the ones of convenience that are called the Guardian. It is all over once we become one. Our wills are taken away. What? One that is summoned only to disappear? Heroic spirits are tools without a will? That can't be true. You and Saber have a will. You might have been summoned against your will, but don't you have a choice after you're summoned? Saber's saying she won't do things that go against her will. Of course, we are servants. I don't know who made this system, but this war is well structured. It gives form to what should only be part of the main body, and we are summoned as the real heroic spirits. As heroic spirits are given bodies, we can regain our humanity with them, along with our former desires and grudges. That is why servants seek the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail should be able to fulfill our desires, and it will allow us to stay in this world as humans, even if it may be for a short while. Stay here as a human? That must mean they can be set free as an individual and not as a servant. And to add, the Holy Grail has powers to grant wishes. If it allows them to grant the wishes they had before they died, it's natural for servants to cooperate with their masters. So the Holy Grail must be a miracle for the servants as well. How can you say you don't need such a thing? You can fulfill a wish you couldn't make come true, and you can even quit being a servant. It is a simple story. I did not have a wish I could not make come true. Huh? I am different from others. I made my wish come true, died, and became a heroic spirit. That is why I don't have any wishes, nor do I wish to stay here as a human. That must be the same for your servant. Don't be stupid. Saber said she needed the Holy Grail. She's not like you, who's being a servant without an objective. My objective? Archer murmurs. Why is it? It's just a normal murmur, but a chill runs through me. It's the same even if you have or don't have an objective. Ask your servant if you're curious. Saber's objective is to obtain the Holy Grail, but she will not use it for herself. In that regard, she is an ideal guardian. She is literally a slave. Remember this. If you are to be her master, do not forget this. His presence disappears. The knight in red talks cynically until the very end and leaves. I'm home. Even though I don't feel like it, I follow my habit as I go into my house. I feel liveliness from the living room. I bet Fujine is watching TV and Sakura is preparing dinner. Saber, is she in the living room? I recall Archer's words and shake my head. I don't know what he wanted to say, nor do I want to know. But it's stuck in my head and it won't go away. A familiar called a servant. His honest opinion, scorning heroic spirits as mere cleaners. Oh, welcome home, senpai. Even though she's in the middle of cooking, she comes out to greet me. I'm home. Sorry I'm late. How much of dinner is done? I just started preparing, but I don't think I need your help. We're having stew tonight at Fujimura-sensei's request. I see. There's certainly nothing I can help with. Looking, I see that everything's been cut up already. Knowing how good Sakura is, I bet all she has left to do is cook it. Where's Saber? I don't see her in the living room. Saber-san is sleeping. She said she wanted to be woken up when you come home. Was Saber mad? She probably is, considering what happened today. I don't think so. Saber-san always has sharp eyes. If Sakura's hesitating to say it, it must mean Saber's really mad. It's only natural though, since I broke our promise of me coming home before dark. Alright, that too. Because apparently you have a curfew now. Oh, welcome home, Shiro. Saber-chan was really mad. She said she wanted to talk to you in the dojo after you got home. Fujine says something really scary while she munches on the mandarin. Fujine, you didn't happen to tell Saber weird things, right? Like a person who breaks a promise should be punished by getting a beating with a shinai. I did tell her. I told her she doesn't need to hold deck. Well, I guess we better face the music, get our ass beat. I see. So my enemies aren't just other masters. There is another one hiding here as well. Can I ask you something? Did you take Saber to the dojo? Did you tell her to use a shinai if she wanted to train? Yeah, we fought for a bit, but she's amazing. She doesn't know kendo, but she seems more like a swordsman than I do. Does she do fencing or something? No, I don't think she does. I think she's more like you. Like how she swings around a big sword unmatched to her size, and how she attacks enemies like a wild animal. Well, I'll accept the punishment since it's my fault. By the way, about Mitsuzuri, do you know if she's home or not? Huh? How do you know about that? I didn't think the news got out. I heard about her in the student council room. So, how was it? Did anyone find Mitsuzuri? I stare at Fujine. Fujine is a teacher, even if she may not seem like one. She keeps quiet about things she shouldn't talk about, and I'm sure she'd tell a lie to comfort a student. So I have to stare at her to notice any changes while I ask about Mitsuzuri. There's the Tsukihime music again. So, Fujine, has nothing changed? I guess it can't be helped. You look like you'll run out if I keep quiet, and it's not like this is a secret. But this is a special case, you know. I'm only telling you since you're her friend. I know. I appreciate it. So tell me quickly. I'll tell you the results. Mitsuzuri-san was found earlier today. I'm sure the examination's over and she's home by now. She's kind of confused, but she doesn't have any wounds, and there's no danger to her life. I can't tell you anything else. If you're her friend, ask her about it. I see. So it wasn't serious, huh? Thank God. I don't know what Mitsuzuri got into, but I know it has something to do with the strange incidents happening in town. It's likely that the source of it is this master at my school. I don't know what I would have done if something happened to Mitsuzuri. Oh yeah, Sakura, can I talk to you for a bit? Yes, what is it, senpai? It's nothing much. I'm just wondering if you know anything about Shinji. I'm sorry, senpai. I spent the night here last night, so I didn't go home. I heard that he skipped school today, but... Shiro, come on, you should be able to put two and two together here. So you don't know what he's up to, huh? Yeah, it's no surprise you don't know. Sorry I asked you something stupid. No, that's not true. I know more about Nissan than anybody else, so I should know why he skipped school, right? I don't think so, and it really helps when you're here. The event in the woods. If the person there was really Shinji, he has to have some kind of connection with the servant in black. Then, there's the worst case possibility that he is a master. If that's the case, wouldn't it be dangerous to let Sakura go back to her house? Senpai, what does that mean? Sakura, spend the night here tonight. You can use Fujine's clothes if you don't have a change. Senpai, that's... It helped me out if you can stay here for a while. Sakura's probably gonna misunderstand this. Well, you can go home if it's inconvenient for you. Oh, but it's absurd. It's troubling to be asked so suddenly to stay over. I'm sorry for saying things to trouble you. I bow my head and apologize. Then. Okay, I'll do as you want. I'll do anything you want. Sakura agrees so quietly that it's almost lost in the sound of the cooking stew. And the Tsukihime music in the background. It's getting late. I went to the dojo with Saber after dinner to receive my punishment. Saber called it training, but I swear she was just beating me up, and when we finished, it was past 10 o'clock. It seems they're sleeping together again today, as Fujine and Sakura go to the Japanese-style room. Shiro, what is wrong? Are you not going back to your room? Yeah, I'm going, but there's one thing I wanted to ask you before that. Please go ahead. I will answer anything I can. I guess I'll get right to the point. What Archer said. Servants who have no freedom seek the Holy Grail to obtain freedom. It has to be the case for Saber, but he said Saber would not wish for freedom. Saber, you need the Holy Grail, right? What a stupid question. Yes, my objective is to obtain the Holy Grail. I became a heroic spirit for that reason. I believe I told you this before. I know, but why? A servant can stay in this world without a master if it obtains the Holy Grail, right? Then, you're going to obtain the Holy Grail and do what you wish here, right? No, I will leave this world once I obtain the Holy Grail. It is not allowed for me, someone from a different time, to stay in this time. And most of all, I do not have anything I would want to do. Her eyes show her determination. It shows no hesitation nor lies. In that case, there's nothing I can say to her. I see. I can't tell you strongly since I don't know what your wish is, but I think it's unlike Saber to ask for a wish from the Holy Grail. I don't know what the Holy Grail is, but I vaguely think that it's not appropriate for this golden-haired girl. I promised you that we'll obtain the Holy Grail, so I'll believe your words for now. Is something wrong? You have not seemed well since you came home. That's not true. Oh yeah, Saber. About our course of action. Saber looks serious now. As expected of her, Saber is Saber no matter how well she gets along with Fujine. It's annoying, but her true nature is revealed in her fighting, like Archer said. I went to school today and found out there's a third master there. I had a quarrel with Tosaka. A lot happened and we ended up promising a truce until we find the master hiding at school. I report what happened today in a hurry. Saber is listening seriously at first, but as the story goes on, she starts to look at me unhappily. Good thing you told her this after she beat you up with the Shunai. Are you against cooperating with Tosaka? No, I agree that you should learn from Rin, as you have no knowledge. But I would have liked you to tell me earlier, and if you could have, consulted me beforehand as well. Saber glares at me. I'm ashamed of myself since she's absolutely right. Then you will cooperate with Rin tomorrow to search the school? Yup, I'll call for you if we find something strange, so stand by here until then. It is too lenient a plan, but it will be perfect until you get used to battles. So we will be going after the master that set up the boundary field at school? I nod. After thinking for a while, let me confirm. After we defeat the master at your school, your cooperation with Rin will end, and she will be your enemy again. Is that correct? Saber asks to make sure. Well... Oh, fuck. God damn it. I didn't think we'd actually be making a choice here. I can't say for sure, and... Or I guess that's how it'll be. I think that if we answered with the first option, that would, Saber would probably be pissed off at us. Let's see, the master at our school. If we defeat him, then she'll be our enemy again. The second option seems kind of wrong to me. I don't know. I think the second one is probably the worst probably the worst one to choose in this situation. I think we might as well go with I can't say for sure, since we're not too sure if she'll still be our enemy or not. I don't know. Let's just go with this one, because the second one just seems... the first one is indecisive. The second one is more like, you know, oh, I know that she's definitely going to be my enemy. We don't know that for sure, so I guess this is just definitively just us not really knowing whether or not she'll still be the enemy. So, I don't know. It's probably a good idea to just go with that. I can't say for sure. I owe Tosca, and most of all, I personally don't want to fight against Tosca. That might get us affection points, too. No, I can't say for sure yet. Yep, that is true. There's still a Berserker to deal with. There might be more to do even after we defeat the master at my school. There's that monster called Berserker as well. If we cooperate, we should cooperate for as long as we can. I see. I will obey if Master says so, but that will only make it harder for you. Please do not regret your choice when the time comes. Saber bows and leaves. I know. The more we cooperate, the greater the likelihood that we'll fight in the end. I should try to be Tosca's enemy for as long as I can if I don't want to be mentally hurt. Or else, what's going to remain is a big scar. Because no matter which one of us wins, the survivor has to finish off the loser. You got a bad end.